My fiancé disappeared the night before our wedding. Then I found out where he really was. I never thought I'd be the kind of person who gets ghosted before their wedding. But here I am. I'm 27. And up until a few months ago, I was engaged to someone I truly believed was my forever. His name was Ryan. We'd been together for 5 years. We met in uni, started as friends, then fell into a relationship almost by accident. You know the kind. The we stayed up talking all night and suddenly you were everything to me type. Ryan wasn't the overly emotional type, but he had this quiet way of showing love. Making tea for me before work, memorizing my coffee order, warming my car in winter. We weren't perfect, but we had each other. He proposed during a weekend trip to Melbourne at a rooftop restaurant just as the sun was setting. I cried, a lot. And for the next 10 months, we planned the wedding. We booked a venue in the mountains. Small, elegant, outdoorsy. My dress was simple, his suit was tailored, and the guest list was tight. Only 40 people. Everything was paid for. Everything was packed. My dress hung on a wooden hanger with my name engraved into it. And the night before the wedding, Ryan disappeared. No text, no call, no note. I thought maybe he went to hang with the boys, his brother, his best man, all staying in a rental cabin just 5 minutes away from the main venue. I called. No answer. I texted. Nothing. At first, I didn't panic. I figured it was one of those last-minute stress moments. Maybe he just needed to breathe. But then his best man, Kevin, called me, and he asked, "Is Ryan with you?" I said no. Kevin said he left the cabin around 10 p.m. and no one had seen him since. That's when I felt the cold dread crawl down my spine. We started calling people. His mom, his coworkers, his old uni mates. No one had heard from him. I tried his location sharing. Nothing. Turned off. I didn't sleep. The morning of the wedding, I was supposed to be getting my hair done. Instead, I was pacing the parking lot outside the venue, holding my phone like it was a lifeline. Then noon came. Then 1 p.m. Guests started arriving, and I had to stand there and say, "We're postponing." I told everyone something came up, a family emergency, that Ryan was safe but unavailable. I lied to protect him. But the truth? I was completely, utterly humiliated. At 4:23 p.m., hours after we were supposed to be married, I got a message. It was from an unknown number. It just said, "I'm sorry, I couldn't do it." That was it. No name, no context. I knew it was Ryan. I tried calling. Blocked. Just like that. 5 years ended in a single sentence. I spent the next week at my sister's house, basically in a fog. I couldn't eat. I couldn't cry anymore. And then something strange happened. My friend Kate, who works at a boutique hotel, called me. She said, "You're not going to believe this, but I think Ryan checked in here the night before the wedding." I asked her to check the registry. She said, "He booked under a different last name, but the card matches his. He checked in with someone else. A woman." I told her to check the security footage. She hesitated, said it was against policy. But I think she heard the crack in my voice when I asked. Later that night, she sent me a screenshot. Ryan, with his ex. Her name was Emily. She dated him before me. And they had history. They broke up a year before he and I met, but there was always this lingering tension whenever her name came up. I asked him once if they still talked. He said, "Not really." Apparently, not really meant, I booked a hotel with her the night before I was supposed to marry someone else. I confronted his family. His mother was silent. His sister said, "I warned him." Turns out, Emily had messaged him 2 months before the wedding. She was going through a breakup, said she missed him, said she made a mistake, and he didn't tell me. He met up with her just to talk. Then again, until he started saying things like, "I feel like I'm marrying the wrong person." But instead of having the guts to end it, he waited until the night before, and then ran. I didn't speak to him. I refused to. But a few weeks later, I got a letter. Yes, a literal handwritten letter. He said he was sorry, that he panicked, that he felt trapped by the timeline, that Emily made him feel something he hadn't felt in years, that maybe if he had met her a week later, we'd still be married now. That line broke me, because it made me realize he didn't just choose her, he unchose me. Quietly, secretly, like I was a placeholder until he remembered someone else existed. And the worst part? He didn't even have the decency to tell me face to face. He let me stand there in my dress, with my hair curled, with my vows printed on soft white paper, and he disappeared. Coward doesn't even begin to cover it. Now it's been 3 months. I'm slowly getting back on my feet. I kept the dress. Not because I'm holding on to him, but because it reminds me that I showed up. I was ready. I was committed. I was honest. And he couldn't say the same. I've started therapy. I've started painting again. and I've started smiling without faking it. But I'll never forget what it felt like to be left standing there, while the person who promised you forever decided, quietly, that they meant something else. So if you're listening to this and you're ignoring red flags, don't. If you feel your partner pulling away, ask them why. If you feel like something's being hidden, it probably is. I was almost someone's wife. But instead, I became my own damn hero.